You know, Cinderella is not my favorite princess, but when it comes to March, I'm always pulling for the underdogs. But before then, we have a lot of updates in UNC athletics. Good morning and welcome to Sports Extra. I'm Lee Jeffries. We held the title in the fall, and now Carolina is leading the Learfield Directors Cup standings once again. Carolina leads the nation with 843.25 points, thanks to top 25 finishes in 16 sports so far. While the softball team is still working towards another title, women's lacrosse has been absolutely dominant in recent seasons. Women's lacrosse started the season against Elon in an exhibition on Saturday at the Bill Coleman Practice Complex. UNC started with a bang as Chloe Humphrey passed the ball from behind the crease to Caroline Godin. With so much talent on both the men's and women's teams, do you think it's safe to say that UNC is now a lacrosse school? I think they could be in contention for a national championship. Nick, you're obviously very experienced in relays. Can you teach me how to do a proper baton handoff?
Perfect. Good job.
Okay, so what's the difference between the two handoffs? And then what do you see in store for your future?
So now that I know that I can do it, I want to do it again.
The Tar Heels are now 4-0. I can't wait to see how the rest of this day goes for the Heels. That's it here in Cary. I'll toss it back to you all in Chapel Hill.
On floor, Nowhere begins with a round-off, backhand spring, double pike. She brushes it off like it was nothing. After earning their worst bar score, the Heels fell short against the Tigers last season, but reaching a program high on bars this season was Lolly Decanoisa with a 9.975. After a strong start to their season filled with lots of success, UNC's gymnasts are ready to take on their next challenge. Starting tomorrow night, UNC Gymnastics will flip into the ACC Gymnastics Tournament. The 4th-seeded Tar Heels will face number 1 seed Cal, number 2 Stanford, and number 3 NC State. Social media sensation and 5-star recruit Anna Fry has committed to UNC's women's tennis team. On Friday, the UNC men's tennis team opened up the ITA kickoff against Memphis. Memphis took an early lead after clinching the doubles point. Vladislav Melnick would be UNC's only winner as the Tigers defeated the Heels 4-1. I heard you were there this weekend. Being that close to the team, what was their energy like going in?
You know, the energy with the team was great.
Okay, and then speaking of doubles, we won the doubles point for each match. What were some patterns that you noticed? I completely agree with that, Ashley. While the name ACC does have a lot of respect and tradition, the conference no longer just represents the Atlantic, and I think the name needs to evolve to show this. Speaking of evolution, do you think Caleb Wilson has what it takes to surpass Caleb Love? Our women's basketball team travels to Tigertown on Sunday to battle the Clemson Tigers. Even with the Tigers being on a 2-loss streak, Tessa Miller is a threat, scoring a season high of 19 points against Boston College last week. Racking up an average of 6.5 rebounds, Miller is looking to outbody Alyssa Utsby's average of 9.9 rebounds, making the paint the place to look. These women's basketball teams haven't seen each other since New Year's Eve in 2023, but with the Heels being 6-0 on the road, they're ready to take down the Tigers on their home court. You know, Landon, I think we have a lot of great transfers we've been able to see a little bit of in these first 2 games. You know, we have Ingram, we have Cadeau, and then matched with the consistency of players like RJ Davis and Armando Bacot, I'm excited to see how this season plays out. The Heels are coming off a nail-biter against a mediocre Duke team. I'm going to have to agree with that D+. I think the only highlight was barely beating Duke. Tune into Sports Extra on Friday. We'll be right back.
Lee, do you think you could jump rope like that?
Ashley, there's absolutely no shot, but I do hope our basketball team jumps in with that same energy on Saturday. That does it for this edition of Sports Extra. We'll be back on Monday with all the highlights from another exciting weekend of Carolina athletics.